I didn't grow up in the arcade era, but hearing about the glory days of the fighting game genre always gets me curious. Capcom has been on a roll recently with their fighting game collections, giving a new generation a chance to play classic titles with great online netcode. One of those games that I've recently taken a shine to is Capcom vs. SNK 2. I heard many great things about this game, some calling it one of the greatest crossover fighters of all time. CVS2 is a mix between Street Fighter and King of Fighters, and King of Fighters is already a crossover fighter. This is like a grilled cheeseburger with curly fries and onion rings in the middle, only healthier. Today I just want to talk about how amazing this game is and why it's so special. Before I do, make sure to drop a like for this video and consider subscribing, it really helps out the channel. Let's start this off by giving the OG its respect. Capcom vs. SNK Millennium Fight 2000 released in arcades in August of 2000 and was ported to the Sega Dreamcast shortly after. The game was unique for its ratio system and groove system. Let me explain ratios. When building a team, there is a point system. The total number of points of a team must equal 4. Some characters have higher points than others, which is in correlation to their strength and health. Basically, Ratio 1 characters have below average health and damage, while Ratio 4 characters are essentially boss characters. You can do things like have 2 Ratio 2 characters or have a team of 4 Ratio 1s. It all depends on which characters you have the most confidence with, and I love that about this game. It's an enhanced version of the King of Fighters team mechanic. The only gripe that I have with it is that characters have fixed ratios. It's better in the sequel when you can choose what ratio can give a character. Also, the character select screen can be a bit confusing when you have to scroll through them one by one. Now for the groove system. The groove system was also impressive as it let you tweak your game mechanics to match either KOF or Street Fighter Alpha. This game had 28 fighters at launch, with more characters added in the Pro Edition that was released 2 years later on the PlayStation. The character selection had a good mix from Capcom and SNK's franchise. On Capcom's side, you had characters like Ryu, Ken, Chun-Li, Akuma, Zangief, and Morrigan for good measure. On the SNK side, you had characters like Terry, Kyo, Ryo, Mai, Vice, and Rugal among others. This title was a great success, bringing two friendly rival companies together to create a stylish, technical fighter. Speaking of style, the aesthetics are one of my favorite aspects of this game. It has this futuristic, techno vibe given that it was released during the year 2000. I was really small during that time, so I couldn't remember the media back then. I bet the commercials and ads are pretty cool. This is purely a multiplayer game. The arcade mode doesn't have any character endings, though there are different bosses. The only story to speak of is a tournament hosted by the Masters Corporation and the Garcia Foundation. No unique boss in sight. Overall, I think the first outing of Capcom vs. SNK was a great foundation. I even still play it sparingly. Fun fact, Leon S. Kennedy and Mega Man were originally supposed to be in the game, but were cut at the last minute. The developers just wanted to give the roster spots to actual fighters, and I can respect that, but it still would have been cool. Maybe someday, Leon, maybe someday. Enough talk, let's talk about the real star of this video. Capcom vs. SNK 2, Mark of the Millennium 2001, Jesus that's a mouthful, is often touted as one of the greatest fighting games of all time. It's held in the same regard as Marvel vs. Capcom 2 and KOF 98. The roster has gotten considerably bigger, with 48 total characters. Some new faces include Eagle from Street Fighter 1, Kyosuke from Rival Schools, Haomaru from Samurai Showdown, and Rock Howard from Garo Mark of the Wolves. The futuristic aesthetic is gone, but thankfully, the character selection screen was fixed, showing all the fighters at once with these stylish golden diamonds. Most of the characters have their sprites reused from the previous game, with some newcomers sprinkled in throughout. The ratio and groove systems have also been revised and improved. Ratios are no longer fixed, making teams more customizable. You can fight with 1, 2, or 3 characters with any power level you want. There are now 6 grooves to choose from. The C groove lets you air, block, dash, and roll with 3 levels of super meter. The A groove's main feature is the custom combo system, allowing you to cancel normals and specials into each other and ending with a level 1 super. The P groove is more defensive, allowing you to parry attacks like in Street Fighter 3. The S groove allows for manual key charging and spot dodging, like in KOF 94 and 95. You also have Desperation mode where you can spam level 1 supers at low health. The N groove is the jack of all trades setting that focuses on movement. You can use rolls, short hops, and you get 3 stocks a meter. Finally, the K groove is the Samurai Showdown mode. You can run, use just defend, and your damage will increase as long as you take damage. This game is a true delight for fighting game enthusiasts. The game invites you to experiment and find the fighting style that works best for you. The cast is also diverse and filled with personality. Another great part of the game is the stages. 3D backgrounds complement the 2D sprites very well. There are even little Easter eggs if you pay attention. On this sand stage you can see Fokker from Power Stone right next to Leona from KOF. The soundtrack is also great with memorable bangers.
Listen closely, approach me, suckers mostly try to treat me like greater than toast me impossible. I cut a sucker in small chunks, make more rhymes than Michael Jordan makes slams. I'm slow, prerogative.
I feel that Capcom vs. SNK deserves way more reverence than it gets. In fact, I enjoy Capcom vs. SNK 2 more than Marvel vs. Capcom 2. Hear me out. Marvel vs. Capcom is a great series and MVC 2 is fun in person. Online though, there are a few issues. A few flying, projectile spamming issues. I love Marvel 2's roster admittedly more than CVS 2's. That's undermined by the fact that only about 5 characters in that game are viable in competitive play. CVS 2 isn't perfectly balanced, Blanca, but the power gap is way more of a problem in Marvel. It's all about personal preference at the end of the day. If you enjoy more fast-paced, flashy action, Marvel vs. Capcom 2 is the way to go. If you're more into slow-paced, strategic footsies, you'll feel right at home with CVS 2. You can play both Capcom vs. SNK titles on the Capcom Fighting Collection 2 for PlayStation, Xbox, Nintendo Switch, and Steam. You can also play it on the Fightcade service. I personally play on console. As a recording of this video, the player base is fairly active. You can play with players of all skill levels, though you'll run into sharks a lot. At least you can't rank down in rank matches. Unfortunately, this game does not feature crossplay, which is a shame since it's vital for retro fighters like this to survive long term. The third entry in the Capcom vs. SNK series has been heavily hinted at by both companies. Mai and Terry are in Street Fighter 6, while Ken and Chun-Li are in City of the Wolves. I'm really excited to see what new characters they can include, since it's been over 20 years since the last game. I can see Luke, Jury, Ash Crimson, and Darlie Dagger off the top of my head. When the day comes for another millionaire fight, I'll be the first in line. If you like this video, be sure to hit the like and subscribe button. It really helps out the channel. Also check out my live streams of Capcom vs. SNK 2 on Thursdays. I stream from 9 PM to 11 PM.
Oh god. Why is he so strong? Holy shit. And I got a trophy for this.
Thanks for watching.